back to Martial Mind Bodybuilding, the podcast where we talk gains, grit, and glory. Today, we're taking on a spicy topic, performance enhancing drugs, or PEDs. Specifically, we'll be looking at how to build impressive size, strength, and symmetry without them. Because believe it or not, you don't need a pharmacy to look like a Greek god. Just some old school discipline, smart training, and maybe a slight obsession with grilled chicken. And for all you purists out there, we'll also touch on the golden era and silver eras of bodybuilding. Many believe that the legends of that time didn't have access to anabolic steroids, or at least not in the way they're used today. Whether that's true or not, we can draw inspiration from their approach to training, nutrition, and aesthetics. So let's get into it. The PED debate. Let's set the stage. Alright, let's address the elephant in the gym. PEDs, steroids, SARMs, HGH. You've heard the acronyms, you've seen the transformations, and maybe you've even wondered, would I look like that without them? The answer is yes, but it's going to take a lot more patience and effort. The allure of PEDs is simple: faster results, more muscles, and the ability to recover like Wolverine. But here's the thing, they come with risks, heart issues, hormonal imbalances, liver damage, and let's not forget the potential for hair loss. Imagine gaining 20 pounds of muscle but losing your eyebrows. Not worth it, right? And don't even get me started on the temper issues. You're out here trying to flex, but instead you're yelling at your blender because it didn't mix your protein shake properly. The other problem with PEDs is that they can become a shortcut. Sure, you'll grow faster, but will you really learn the art of bodybuilding? Things like perfecting your form, dialing in your diet, and understanding your own recovery needs. Those skills aren't something you can inject. So, let's turn the clock back to the silver era of bodybuilding, the 1940s and 1950s. This was the era of legends like Steve Reeves, Reg Park, and John Grimmick. These guys were the poster boys for natural bodybuilding, or at least they trained like naturals because PEDs weren't mainstream back then. Take Steve Reeves, for example. The man was like a real-life Hercules, and his physique was all about proportion and symmetry. His training philosophy was simple: stick to the basics, focus on compound movements, and prioritize balance over sheer size. Reeves trained 3 times a week and believed in giving his body time to recover fully. He also avoided the super high volume approach you see today, proving that less can be more.
Less can be more, and small can be beautiful.
And then there's Reg Park, Arnold's idol, and one of the pioneers of combining strength and aesthetics. Park's training was heavily influenced by powerlifting, with a focus on squats, deadlifts, and bench presses. His programs often had you lifting heavy for low reps, followed by accessory work for hypertrophy. And guess what? He built a physique that could rival any modern-day bodybuilder without any shortcuts. Imagine pulling up in the gym in the 1950s, and there's Reg Park benching what looks like a small car while wearing wool shorts and a tank top. The man was a vibe. So, lessons from the silver era. Number 1, focus on compound movements, squats, deadlifts, pull-ups, dips. These are your bread and butter. Number 2, train smart, not excessively. 3 to 4 sessions a week can be more effective than 6 if you're giving it all your all. recovery is key. Number 3, sleep, rest, and a diet rich in whole foods are your secret weapon.
Standees for chips, standees for soda? I don't see any standees at all!
From now on, our family is eating healthy food that looks bad on the shelf, but good.
Okay, so how do you build an impressive physique naturally? Let's break it down into 3 pillars: training, nutrition, and mindset. Training quality over quantity. When you're training without PEDs, every rep counts. Focus on progressive overload. Add in weight, reps, or intensity over time. Stick to big compound lifts like squats, bench presses, overhead presses, and rows. And don't forget about balance. Train every muscle group, not just the ones you can see in the mirror. So, as an example, day 1, push, bench press, overhead press, dips, tricep pushdowns. Day 2, pull, deadlifts, pull-ups, barbell rows, bicep curls. Day 3, legs, squats, Romanian deadlifts, lunges, calf raises, and some core work, and you're good to go. Just don't spend 2 hours at the gym. Leave some energy for your Netflix marathons. And now let's move to nutrition. Eat like an athlete. Building muscle naturally means nailing your diet. You need enough protein to fuel muscle growth. Think 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. Carbs are your friend too, especially for energy during workouts. And fats? They keep your hormones happy, which is crucial when you're not relying on PEDs. Patience is the name of the game when you're training naturally. Gains will come, but they will come slower than if you were using PEDs. That's okay, it just means you'll appreciate them more. Plus, natural muscle tends to look more dense and defined, which is exactly what you're aiming for. Take me, for example, I've been training for 30 years, maybe a little bit shorter than that. PEDs are like microwaving a steak. Sure, you'll get results, but faster. But is faster always better? The answer is no. And now let's look at the PED-free edge. The edge you get. Here's a cool thing about training without PEDs. It's sustainable. You won't have to worry about cycling off, dealing with side effects, or explaining to your doctor why your cholesterol is suddenly through the roof. Plus, you're building a body that will last you a lifetime. Natural versus enhanced strength. Another fun fact, strength gained naturally tends to stick around longer, even if you take time off. PED gains, not so much. It's like building a house with bricks versus cardboard. One lasts, the other folds at the first sign of trouble.
I'm just so powerful that I just loved you back. Oh wow,
That's pretty wicked.
look at all the bits going everywhere.
So, can you build size, strength, and symmetry without PEDs? Absolutely. Will it take longer? Sure. But the journey is part of the reward. When you're training naturally, every inch of progress is something you've earned. No shortcuts, no cheats, just hard work and smart planning. If the legends of the silver era could do it with limited equipment, no Instagram influencers, and a diet that probably included a lot of steak and eggs, then so can you. Thanks for tuning in to Martial Mind Bodybuilding. Remember, whether you're natural or enhanced, the gym is a place for growth, physically, mentally, and maybe spiritually, depending on how heavy your squat feels that day. See you next time, legends. Freezing.